All right, it's 10 in the morning, June 16th, 2022. I barely got 3 hours of sleep last night, and good thing is that it was very easy to abstain from what I needed to abstain from. I was able to, I wasn't able to eat very much, and I'll probably do another long fast today. And I went back to abstaining from masturbating. I did cheat on my anniversary because I had too much going on, and I had a situation at work that made me feel like I was only an afterthought compared to my colleagues and some other individuals, and it happened on my anniversary, and it really stung. And it's not even just what I was assigned. I love my work. Had my boss sat down with me, Andrew, we have this problem. So these people quit. You realize there's a lot of people quitting their jobs, and these people have issues with their family matters to tend to. I apologize, but would you be available all summer? Yes, of course I would. That's a very different story than opening my calendar, especially on an important day for me, and seeing that. And so it's not so much that I didn't want to take those hours. Actually, I might have wanted to, but I'm just heartbroken that I didn't matter. I didn't have an input in that. And I actually, had he said it that way, I would have felt good about taking them. It could have been a much more beautiful story, but for some reason, he refused to see that, and so this is my fourth day of significant heartbreak. Uh, if I feel like I'm on the verge of being fired because I haven't been taking good care of myself and haven't been sleeping very well, obviously. I'm gonna make a couple prank calls to take my mind off of all this. Well, right now, I guess we could call. I rarely get any luck getting a hold of her, but we could call Polish idol Evelina Falenta. Give me a sec. If I could find the number. Of course, she is usually pretty busy, as you could imagine. A second. Okay, the phone. 01148 606 26281. Be a nice treat for our videos if we can get her voice out here. Yeah, not available. Oh, it's a busy line. I'm surprised she doesn't put her song as the ringtone on here. We'll try a different time. Let's do. Oh crap! I gotta listen to my voicemail at some time. I can wait. Uh, let us do. Let us do. What else can we call? I'm not really in the mood anyhow. But I'm just heartbroken. That's all. I haven't been able to eat very well. It looks like I'm not going to look very good at work today again. But I really don't care anymore because if I look bad at work, That's about as much respect as he has given me. So I ask for your prayers, please. Anybody have a request for something they want me to talk about here? I hopefully I'll lose another 10, 15 pounds. Last time in March when I went on my hunger strike, I lost 10 pounds, and I got people to be concerned enough for me that I was able to talk about various things. I had wanted to go see a lunar eclipse in May, and I got that day off. I got accepted by my family, at least nominally, right? There's still a lot to be worked on there about being solo sexual. I'm going to have to rethink my solo sexuality. Last night, as I was thinking about it, I'm not very romantic with other people, but I realized it would have been nice to have a girl in my life to have personal problems with, right? I'm sure if I had a girlfriend, she would have had similar issues, right? Everybody has issues where they've been disowned at work for one reason or another, and it would have been nice to have somebody to team up with, right? I'll have to rethink about that. But I do love my personal space. That's the problem. I'm just thinking about going to Wild Waves theme park, one of my favorite theme parks in the area. And the thought of having to share that experience with a girl really annoys me. It doesn't scare me, but it annoys me. But at the same time, having somebody to cry with, right, both for her problems and my problems, would have been nice. So I'm torn there. Oh yeah, this weekend the Buzz Lightyear movie comes out, and again, I'm so glad I get to go there without a girl, and I don't know if I'm wrong for feeling that way. I hope not. Um, Unfortunately, I've been burned so many times in relationships. When I was working on my PhD, I had a girl who took advantage of me financially. When I graduated, I had another girl who all she wanted to think about was sex, and I didn't like her in that way. And then I met two other girls who wanted to have children like much sooner than I had thought. And then I had another girl who got jealous of me because I was spending a lot of time on personal matters and being late getting to her home. And we argued, and her parents were actually upset at her for being so paranoid, if I remember correctly. And I was so lost in thought because all of us were screaming that day when I was late to her home. She lives with her parents. She had a younger brother, and I think they even had another visitor at their home, and we were all screaming about all this. And I left, and I was in such a mess that I. I ended up driving. I was only going to drive 3 miles back to where I live, and I ended up driving 120 miles east to Vantage, Washington, where I saw the Milky Way, Jupiter, Saturn. And I remember thinking, wow, this is real romance, right? The girl that I was seeing, that was fake, right? That's honest to God how I felt, and usually that's how I feel. Unfortunately, the events of this past week have taught me that we're much more interconnected than we'd love to believe, right? And it's unfortunate. Anyway, when I go back to work today and tomorrow, and I look this bad, and I get fired, I'm getting in my car and heading right back to Phoenix. And looking for other opportunities there, which is unfortunate. I really love the clients. I just didn't like the social dynamics of who I worked with. I wish there were more people of the same background as myself there. Um, okay. Oh, let's check the financial markets. Let's see if there's. I bought a lot of silver mining stocks this earlier this week. Good. I was very close to the bottom of that. It looks. I bought SILJ. Cool. I'm doing well, I guess. I do hope for more pullbacks to buy more. Hopefully, in July, it looks like the Feds will raise interest rates by another 75 basic points. The other day, when I got really discouraged at work, I was mentally calculating how much silver I was being paid for that shift just to keep my spirits up because I was in a mess that other day when I felt like I wasn't being treated correctly. It'd be nice if because my boss really needs those hours. We're in a labor shortage. It would have been nice if at the end of the summer he gave me a 1 kilo silver bar as a bonus. It would have been nice. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think I can ask for that to happen, but it would have been nice. I mean, I'm going to say it out here just in case one of the clients hears it and passes it along to the boss. I don't know. I don't think I can ask him for such. I mean, he's already struggling as it is. He told me before COVID what the center used to look like, and I can tell he's struggling. So, but it would have been nice. It would really keep my spirits up if that would have happened. Maybe God could make it happen in some way. Maybe. Well, he is right because the markets are kind of in a fire sale at the moment. Okay. Let's see. Let's try Evelina Flint again. Be a nice treat if we can get her voice on here. She's a very busy girl, that's for sure. Please hold the line or call them back. I really like the way how she has handled her life being solosexual. I don't know how she deals with it when there's prejudice issues. I can imagine, especially right now, right, if she's performing in a country where full of Westerners, and so with all the conflict going on, I really do find it helps to have somebody else to cry with, or of either gender, actually. Let's. So yesterday, or earlier this week, as I was watching the silver market and trying to find the bottom of that, I wanted to sing Ludacris's "How Low Can You Go?" I was going, "How low can you go? How low can you go? How low can you go? How low can you go?" And I was singing about the precious metals, the stocks, the what else? The mining stocks, the Eastern European stocks, the cryptocurrencies, and that was nice. And I was singing "How Low Can You Go?" And it looks like I found the bottom of that. I bought SILJ when it was in the low tens, if I remember correctly. But I think one of these interest rate hikes are going to fail. And you got to remember, in the 1970s, gold was going up even as interest rates were going up. I suspect what will happen is interest rates will go from right now close to zero up to 20 to 30%, because it's got to beat actual inflation, right? Not the CPI lie, right? But the actual inflation. But I suspect what will happen is we'll continue to have inflation as CPI goes up. And we'll have so much inflation that the national debt relative to in real terms is going to go down low enough that we can afford 30% interest rates, right? And then basically it'll be a fresh slate, right? People's student debts will be wiped out, just like how a lot of mortgages were kind of wiped out in the 1970s, right? A lot of the homes the baby boomers owned, they kind of stole, right? Because they borrowed money in the early 1970s, and then inflation kind of wiped it out, right? I suspect that's what's going to happen with all the student debt crisis, and the national debt, right? Singing how low can you go? How low can you go? How low can you go? Here, let me pull up the precious metals market here, and we'll think how low can you go together, because that was really fun watching that. Although it looks like it's on its way back up, but hopefully, as we talk about the July interest rate hikes, I hope to have another how low can you go moment. But if we don't, that's fine. I have enough, and it's going up. I want to see a page of all red because then we can see how low. Oh, here, the stock market is going down. Dow Jones is 30, just a hair over 30,000. S&P is 3681. Nasdaq is a little bit over 10,000. Here, how low can you go? 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 Hey, let's see. How about the European stock? Oh, good. Let's see. I hope to buy more. Rare earth metals, right? REMX. Oh yeah, it's down to. If we can see that on here, 88.36. It was up to 110 or so earlier in the year, and I hope to buy more. How about EPOL? Yes! Yes! How low can you go? How low can you go? How low can you go? Well, today, if I get stressed out at work, I'll think about how much EPOL I'm making during my shift. Although I don't get paid until the end of the month, so it might not be so low anymore at that point. Although we have the July interest rate hikes again, right? I'll probably stop and think about that when I get stressed out at work today. That usually helps me. I do the calculation. Oh, by the end of this shift, I'll have half a share of rare earth mining stocks. I'll put up with that, right? That usually helps. What else am I? Can I ask you not to use profanity on here, especially not that word, right? Use the F word if you want, but nothing racial, please. I have to delete you off of here. How do I delete this? Remove. 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 Sorry, but we want to make this open to people of all sorts. So please don't use. Feel free to use anger words, but please no racial stuff. Call my mom again. No, it wasn't your mom. It was somebody else who was not associated with this. So we're not going to do that. Anyways, I'm asking for your prayers because I haven't been able to sleep a couple nights. Although after I thought about it this morning, if I lose my job from how I look, that's not the end of the world. If I lose my job today or tomorrow, I'll probably make an exit that he won't soon forget because I'm still very shaken up by what happened this past week. Anyway, I've had nightmares about losing the job. Let's take a look. Yeah, silver is a really good deal now because as much as I like platinum, the platinum to silver ratio is kind of I mean, it looks like it's low relative to here, but you got to zoom out in history. In the 1970s, for most of the 70s, it was actually below the 40 to 1. And, at the end, during the Hunt brothers, it was obviously down to 15 to 1 or so, right? Let's see. I like copper, but of course, the logistics of investing your savings in copper is a whole different story compared to some of these other metals, right? Even to a lesser extent, silver can be logistically trickier. What's the copper price right now? Nice. Live copper prices. What is it right now? $4.11. See, I remember during the financial crisis, copper was also around the same price. It's 4.11 a pound today. But at the time, gold was only $1,000 an ounce, and silver was only, silver was also about 20. So maybe copper isn't that good of a buy relative to silver. I mean, but you got to remember, last year silver was $30 and copper was still only 4. Right? That's why I was thinking about copper. Um, I'm thinking of getting a furnace to melt some of my copper into some interesting artwork. Let's see. Copper is obviously much more sensitive to a recession. Although a lot of people complain that silver also crashes during a recession, but that's a good buying opportunity, right? The point of silver is to, in the long term, hold your savings, right? Recessions can be buying opportunities. That doesn't bother me. Uh, let's see. What do you guys want to do in this video? I don't have my cards with me. Let's do some fortune telling, but like let's use a random number generator on my phone. Random number generator. Let's see, we're going to generate numbers from 1 to 10. Oh, it already generated a 5. Now, 5 is a very lucky slash unlucky number. It depends on the context. When I was a kid, I had trouble waking up. My mom would come in my bedroom and say, "Wake up, we need to go to school," or whatever. And have you considered putting in your 2 weeks? No, I want him to fire me because I want to make a spectacle of leaving there. If I give 2 weeks notice, and especially if our clients know about it, it's a very de-escalated situation, right? Okay, that's another story for another time. I don't think I'll get fired, but right now, as it is, it's not the end of the world if I do. 5 is a very lucky slash very unlucky number for me because in Chinese, the number 5 is pronounced "wu." My mom would come wake me up, and I would go 5 more minutes, and in Chinese it's "wu," and it upset my family. And my brother, he was 2 or 3 years old at the time, and "wu" was the first word he learned to say, and it really upset my family when my brother picked up that habit. My brother didn't even quite understand what "wu" meant. He just thought it meant wanting to procrastinate. We tell him to do various things or wake up, and he would say "wu," and only years later, he still remembers saying "wu" when he was a kid, but now he knows what it means, right? So it means to procrastinate. And unfortunately, my vacation plans have been wooed so many times these last few years, right? COVID, now the labor shortage, and right now I'm a little bit scared about flying at them, not because of COVID, but because so many people are getting involved in air rage. I have anxiety as it is already, and crowded environments like that. If it can get other people to get involved in air rage, you bet it's going to get me involved in that. Not to mention if I'm next to somebody who has an air rage problem, not for me at the moment. Thankfully, a lot of things can be handled remotely, right? And I've been doing the Computer Olympiad remotely. Anyway, so that's been the story of my life for the last almost years, right? Anyway, let's generate another number. Come on. Death! All right. Hopefully that's the death of my job at the tutoring center and not physical death, right? That's fine with me. I'm kind of prepared for that. Let's do 9. I guess it could be short for 911, right? There's an emergency going on in my life, right? Three is a very lucky number for me because three means a solo sexual individual being accepted by a couple, right? And being allowed to join in on social events or being accepted at work, right? Seven, 10. Ooh, come on. Nine, again, 911, right? Two, 10. Eight in Chinese sounds like a fortune, right? So hopefully, after I suffer four at the job, I'll make eight somewhere else, right? Two, six is lucky slash unlucky, depending on the circumstance, right? Because six means social distancing. But I did really well when I was social distancing from everybody else, right? So six could mean to be isolated, or if you lose your job and you spend your time crying at home, right? You suffered a six, right? How do you spell it? The ooh, it's spelled WU actually. If you use Google Translate, it will spell it out for you. But six basically means to social distance from somebody, right? Sometimes I'll joke that I had a bad day and I needed to six from everybody else, right? All right, let's get another number. Eight. After I social distance from everybody else, I go home and make a fortune, right? That would be my dream come true, right? Ooh, after I make a fortune, then when my boss calls me, I can say, "Ooh, all I want," right? Yep, that was a very lucky set of circumstances, right? Six, eight, and then five, right? Social distance, make a fortune, and people call me back to say, "Ooh," right? I need that to happen. I really do. And then die, right? uh, and then I know when God calls me back to heaven, I can tell him ooh as well, right? Yeah, that was a very good sequence of events, right? And then make another fortune, right? And then maybe when I go to heaven, I'll probably then meet somebody who is solo sexual. We can be solo sexual together, right? And then a two, right? 10. Not sure how to make of that. Another two, and then make another fortune. And one, and I'll be happily single forever, right? 9, and make another fortune. 10, 3, be accepted for being single, social distance myself, and then be accepted for being single. All right. What else can we do here? Anything else you guys want to see? Oh, I gotta listen to my voicemail anyhow. Let's take a break so I can do that. Please continue to pray for me. I'm kind of in a mess at the moment. I haven't been able to sleep very well. Thanks for watching.